You're listening to For Better and Worse with Jess and Rach. I'm Bob. Welcome, everybody. It's us.
It's us. Welcome to our podcast.
It's us. It's me, Jess, and Rach is here next to me.
I'm here. Still here.
And it's For Better and Worse podcast.
Thanks for not replacing me so far. I feel like you're just dragging me along.
I am not.
Doing my best.
I am not. That is not true at all. I feel like you hold down the fort. I mean, literally, we just talked about you doing 99% of the duties of this podcast.
But failing at most. But we'll get into it.
We'll get into it.
The story of my life. This is what I've written for pre-ep topics.
Yes.
Still housing it.
Still doing a house thing.
And then there's a little countertops question mark. Do I even want to get into it?
I mean, you Marco Polo'd me and said that they were absolute racket.
It's a racket. Okay?
But I feel like everything.
And guys, not that you would listen to this podcast and be like, I'm going to listen to Rachel about her house experience. And because I told you before that, that renovating my kitchen would be cheap or not expensive because it's small. But let me tell you something. My contractor is living in the year 1995. So he'd be like, oh, this should be a couple $100.
He's giving you estimates from decades ago.
I'm like, how long
so
have
you're
you been
like,
in
cool,
this
is manageable, this is doable. And then all of a sudden you go to do it in 2022.
And it's like triple what we thought, which is fine. I will not regret doing it. But countertops are a racket, and that's all I got to say.
I mean, how many square feet are you looking to cover here?
25 square feet,
which is literally no counter space whatsoever.
But let me tell you,
that's 2 cutting boards.
No, it's good. It's a good amount for. I mean, the size.
No, I know.
Yes, you should see it now.
I'm not diminishing your cute little kitchen.
In that kitchen. It looks very big.
Oh yeah. Well, now there's no cabinets or anything.
So when we were originally doing the cheap reno, just the surface level, when we were painting the cabinets and shit, we just were getting laminate countertops because that's what was there before. And I was like, well, I was just doing this on the cheap, and I don't mind laminate. My mom has had laminate. And literally her kitchen renovation is next. But I don't fucking care about this stuff.
But when you start from the ground up, you're like, if I have a say in it, I could manage with what I have, right?
If I'm spending $2,200 on new cabinets, let's get the nice countertops. Let's get some quartz in there. Let's get some stone in there. Don't talk to me. All I say, it's been a racket. It's been ordered. We've got the stuff. We're getting the stuff. We're getting the nice undermount sink. Blah, la, la.
That's great, though.
Charge it to the game.
That's all we're doing. You're charging it to the game, and I am doing nothing at the stores. I am racking the credit up. I am doing no charging to any game.
Yeah.
I am charging exactly what I have and that only.
I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
I'll pay it off someday.
Oh, no, you will. No, but when I get to that point, I see myself in the same position.
Oh, you're doomed from the jump.
I'm stoked to do it. I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready to start that. But once I'm in it, I'm sure I'll be like, what did I want all this for?
I don't know. When I met Jess, I think you told me that you would spend $400 a month on clothes.
That's gone up.
That's gone up?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So it's getting reeled in.
This shift in budget life for me is crazy. It's actually crazy. You'll see, I'm going to see so much money because I just I spend. I love it. It's not the spending money. It's the things.
New things.
But that's one of my yearly goals, right? Was material things don't define you. They don't hold anything really.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm learning that. So I'm Marie Kondoing my whole fucking life and just kissing all my products and being I still cherish you.
Does it bring you joy? Do a lot of things bring you joy?
Value you. What?
Do a lot of things bring you the joy?
Yes.
Oh.
I know. So we got a lot of work to do. I'm fine if I'm working towards something. I really do want this. I really do want the house. I really do have specific things I want about this house. So if I'm working towards something, like I can reel it in.
Good.
But
I hope you have a good rewards center because mine's broken for sure. I've got mental illness deep in here. Deep in here. I mean, everybody talk like something's wrong with me for sure. Been there from I think
Childhood,
day one. Yeah. But something's off. When people talk about like finishing a wedding gallery and just feeling good, I'm just like, I feel nothing. I feel nothing.
what?
Yeah, no, I don't feel anything. Yeah.
Well, this.
I mean, I feel like I'm glad that it's over, but I'm not like, you did so good. You finished a task.
Okay, well, I go to my reward center, and that is my husband, who will make me feel like I just solved world hunger by doing a small task, and I'm like, thank you. Like I'll be like, I just finished. I said that I was like, I did 2 galleries over the weekend that I just shot. Turnaround time in less than a week, which is something I never do, and he's like, oh my gosh, Jess. Like he will literally be like, that is the greatest thing. So that's my reward system, honestly. So good thing to have while we're budgeting.
Josh is a very words of affirmation based.
Yeah.
And he will fish for it.
Oh,
He'll be like, did I do good, babe? What do you think about
he'd be
that? Babe?
digging deep
And
for
I'm like,
it. Did I do? I
It's like-
know.
Like he got me Beats headphones like a year or 2 ago for
Yeah.
Christmas. He's like, you still liking those?
Fishing for compliments years
I'm
later.
like, babe, you know, I use these every day. I'm like, yes, thank you.
That is so funny. I feel like Joe's the same way too.
He's just coming around the corner. Still using them Beats, say?
Yeah,
I'm
you
like-
still like my gift. Did a good job.
I
That
feel
is funny.
He needs the words of affirmation.
Mhm. That is funny.
He's like, so sue me. So sue me.
Wait.
I'm like, he's like, so sue me. When I pointed out, I'm like, you need a compliment,
Oh,
baby.
so
You feel-
sue me. I was like, are you speaking? I was like,
Could
that's
be.
some inside joke I didn't know about.
No. Could
I'm
be.
like, so sue me. I'm
So
like,
sue me. Could be.
that is funny. Sue me.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that for a while.
Because I always point out, I'm like, fishing for a compliment, fishing for some words of affirmation here, babe.
some words of
So sue
affy.
me. So sue me.
Sue me if I want a word of
Yeah.
affy.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's cute. He's
He is
cute.
very cute.
Hit me with yours, because
It-
mine,
Yeah,
were a bit
housing is
lackluster.
still happening. So as most of you guys know, over the week, on Monday, got hit with the snowstorm, right? I mean, here's the cool thing. What makes me happy is that it was Betty White's 100th birthday. Did you hear this?
I didn't.
Rest
I
in-
I
rest
saw a
in
lot of
power.
Betty stuff.
Rest in power, Queen. First off, she was
R.I.P.
old though. But anyways, it was her 100th birthday. On what was that? Martin Luther King Day,
Okay.
the day of the snowstorm. And Mother Nature said, "I'm going to paint the world white on Betty White's birthday."
Oh my God, you saw that.
I
you
loved
saw,
it.
You saw that and loved it, but hated the dog first look. You're
I-
off.
Hey,
Something's off.
maybe that's just the wedding photographer bitterness in me. Anywho, we got hit with this giant snowstorm, right? So I had to work at 6 a.m. So we got up early. We dug my car out just enough for me to get out of the driveway. We didn't do the full driveway. We're not doing that at 5 a.m. But when we did decide to do the full driveway, boy, were we in for it. Boy, was the marriage on the line. I mean, we left it all out there on the ice in the snow. I'm telling you. So we have one shovel and one broom. And the broom is like the industrial broom. Not going to do shit, first off. We have one shovel
not
and we have a
that.
snow blower.
You have a snowblow.
Yeah, we do.
Snowblow girl?
Yeah, we have a snow blower, but
Is it life changing or not?
it could be. It
Oh.
could be.
Keep telling the story. I will quit interrupting.
No, that's fine. It could be, but if it had worked.
Oh yeah.
We got out there. I'm talking the snow like had drifted to a point where it made like a 4-foot wall
Mm-hmm.
in our driveway where the car was at, whatever. So we start digging ourselves out, starting with the top, working our way down. You know the drill. Joe goes into the garage. I'm gonna get the snow blower. So I'm getting this mound out of the way so we can snow blow effectively. It's heavy. You can't really wheel the snow snow, what is it called? Snowblower.
Yeah.
Through the snow.
No.
You can't wheel it. You have to push it for it to work.
But also this kind of snow, for those of you that aren't in Ohio
Packed in.
Well, we're talking about like 18 inches of snow. So it's not like you're snowing and you're, you know, like how you would shovel and you put the shovel on the ground and you're like, shh, and you put it on the other side and then.
Yep.
No, it's like you have to do a few heave hoes.
Then heave ho. Exactly.
Josh, I could tell mine and Josh's story, but yeah, you got to get a few heave hoes and then you're at the bottom and then you get a big heave ho.
Yep. I wish I had that system.
Yeah.
He
was heave, I was ho. No,
we get the snowblower out and I'm heave hoing the mound.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get some leeway for him, get a path going for him so he can see clearly. And he's probably at an 8 at this point. And we know where Joe gets in stressful situations. If you don't know, you will know after this situation. And we're going at it. I'm in it to win it. I'm so determined. I love a good task. I love helping. Here I am. Joe gets the snowblower onto the driveway. This story is going on so long. He starts yanking at this, trying to yank it up, get it revving going. And I'm like backing the Subaru out of the car. Out of the driveway. And all of a sudden, he just yanks it. And I see that the cord is all the way up here. And he just fucking chucks it. It's broke.
Yeah.
He had... I don't know what
he heaved it too hard.
Heaved it too hard. Anyways, that's it. He starts swearing. I see him. I'm like in the car. I'm like,
I'm saying in here, go
strength for
put
this.
on some nice
Jesus,
music.
take the wheel. And I'm like, did you break it? And he's like, yep. I'm like, all right, let's handle this. Let's do it old fashioned way. One shovel, you and me both, baby. And I'm trying to make this fun. I'm trying to make it light like I do with any shitty situation. He's not having any of it. He is pissed, so pissed. And he's in these mittens because we don't have any gloves in the fucking house except a cheetah pair, which he gave to me, and a pair of mittens. He said, who the fuck would buy these? He's losing it over these mittens because they're like the fingerless and they have like the flap over them.
Yeah.
He's like, and there's a hole for the thumbs too.
Yeah. For the texting.
He's like, who the fuck would buy money? Who would
spend money on
spend money? Yes. Anywho, we're out there getting after it, and we're shoveling and we're taking turns. Because I'm telling you, Joe and I are so out of shape that we would do like about 10 feet and be like, all right, switch. You know?
I think we live the same life.
And I feel like most couples could relate to what this felt like. But he's like, Jess, you are gonna hurt yourself. He's like, push the shovel and let it do its job. He's like, you're standing on top of it. He's like, you're fucking curling the snow. He's like, you're doing curls. He's like, use the shovel. Get behind the shovel and push. And I'm like, I am. I know what I'm doing. Like, it's working, you know? And I'm like just ignoring everything that he's saying. And I'm just like getting more and more angry. And so is he. And it's just a bad combo. And he's like, we would switch shovels. It's my turn. I'm absolutely curling this. I'm not doing it right, but I just am so in it that I like am so focused. And I would do like 2 heave hoes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm sorry, it's your arms are gonna hurt or your back is gonna hurt, and just choose one or both. I don't know.
It was both for me. It was both for me because I woke up the next morning feel like absolute dog shit. My back is royally fucked.
Yeah.
But anywho, we heave-hoed our way out of the driveway and we got it done. At some point I said, fine, fuck it, do it yourself. And I went inside. So that's how that ended. But I came back out, helped him finish. We left it all out there in the snow on that snowy day.
Nice.
We got through a lot of issues, honestly. We were yelling at each other. We were going through different things. And we ended up having to drive to Akron that day. And we talked the entire way there about like what those issues look like, why those are coming up, which was good. But
nothing like a good snowstorm to get the marital conversations
to get it going. I mean, all in all, Joe and I just cannot fight, which is something that we're working on. It's one of those things you'll talk about the pod until you've resolved it. But I mean, I can be open about struggles, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
So
you guys do not argue well. You need to figure out how to communicate in arguments. Yeah.
No, not even a system to it. It just is such chaos. It's just so bad. It's just a bad cycle, but we're gonna work on it. We're gonna do the damn thing, and that's the journey. But snowstorm of 2022 was a hellfire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hellfire for the Macaleese.
Sorry for that super long story. We can cut and edit it as needed.
But no, it's good because, I mean, same kind of situation for me and Josh. Sorry to our listeners if this isn't fun to listen to, but I had another 6 in the snow. Except
I had another 6 in the snow.
I know.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And we're talking about Enneagram 6s.
Yeah.
I feel like we drop that a lot, and someone insinuated that we think that our are only 6 on the hotness scale. They were like dogging them.
Who said that?
I don't remember. It was a while ago. It was like, no 6 on the Enneagram.
Wait, that is absolutely hilarious.
But anyway, so Josh and I, so as you know, Josh loses his shit constant. And we've got the tiles. We got the tiles now, but the tiles don't fit on the AirPods, which are the smallest thing to lose.
Yeah.
But AirPods do have like a, you can find my AirPods.
Sure.
Using
Location
the Find My app. Yeah.
System.
Does he think to use that? No. So it's Tuesday. And is this last night? No. Monday night. Yeah. So like the roads are all right to drive. We needed to get some stuff. We needed to go to Lowe's to pay for our cabinets, which is another. I just laugh through it, and I'm glad that Josh, like, he'll be pissed, but he'll laugh at me.
Yeah.
He's like, Rach, I'm going through it right now. Basically, we opened up a credit card at Lowe's, but they must have entered in like something wrong. Like either his first or last name, his number. So like we're getting a physical card. But in the meantime, they're supposed to be able to look up your card in their system to charge more stuff to it. Mm-hmm. Except they entered something in wrong and we can't look it up. And so we need to pay for these cabinets. We don't have the card. And Josh is just like, I don't fucking understand. Where is it? I'm like, we don't know, but we will get the card. They will want their money for the $6,000 we put in appliances on it already. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Like the lady already told us, like, I can put it on my card. We can do a return when we get the card. Like, no harm, no foul. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's like, I just don't fucking, it's stewing in the corner. I was really proud of him because he's like, I just need to take a break. I'm getting overwhelmed. I was like, wow, that's so hot. That's so hot. I fucking love you. But
you just
after
want to
that,
reward them immediately for stuff like that.
I know. After that, you just know the vibes for the whole night are off. It's like we could absolutely die in a car crash tonight. That's how I feel. I'm like, something is brewing in the air.
Oh no.
We're driving to our house and I look at him and I'm like, we have a driveway. He thinks his AirPods are at our house on Shelburne. And I'm like, shit. Let me tell you, you don't know how long a driveway is till you got to shovel that. Till you got to shovel a foot and a half of snow off of it. And we trudge. We have to park on the street. We're trudging to the garage where we actually do have a shovel, but only one shovel.
Only one. Taking turns. You, me, you, me.
Take a turn.
Your turn, my turn.
Josh is looking in the house for his AirPods. He's in there for a while. I'm like, homeboy, can't find him. And so I'm just shoveling. I'm getting hot, but I'm at least wearing my Docs. He left the house in his dress boots, like his nice leather, $150.
Slipping and sliding. How many times did he eat shit?
Not once, but Jess, let me tell you, were there 2 pairs of boots in his car?
Oh,
that he forgot about?
Oh, okay.
He had his snowboarding boots and new boots. Oh, I'm like, don't get me started.
Once he's in it, he's not thinking logically. No. If I know a 6 like I do,
I'm just like, this is fucking funny at this point. Like this is,
yeah.
And we're just,
why do we get to the point where we're like, let's find this humorous?
Yeah.
And our 6 dudes, not on the hotness scale, are just sitting in misery. Like they cannot find the humor in it whatsoever, unless Josh did at some point. I'm talking.
Well, he could, but we were doing this and I'm like cheering him on, I'm trying to be goofy. I'm like, you get it going.
Yeah.
And I was like, Josh, I'm sorry. I just had the overwhelming urge to call you Wasabi Mike. I don't know where that came from.
Wait, what?
I just was like cheering him on in a weird way. And now he has an alter ego known as Wasabi Mike. Because let me tell you, he was just shoveling the snow as fast as he could. Like he was on speed.
What is Wasabi Mike?
Nothing. It just came to my head. It's a character that Josh plays now in my mind.
That is the most random and weirdest thing I've ever heard you say.
Yeah, and I'm Wasabi Kate.
I have no idea where the wasabi comes from or
it's
why.
just when you're feeling spicy and you're working really hard, I guess. It just came to my mind, and I was just like, I want to call him Wasabi Mike right now. So
we love the wasabis.
He was moving so fast. I've never seen that man move so fast in his life, just trying to shovel the snow. And I was like, babe, we're here for a while.
God.
An hour and a half later, we
know.
found the road.
I think the point of it was for me, after it was all over, I was like, these can be funny marital memories.
Yes.
But like they're robbed when you're just really pissed off.
Yeah.
Like I'm at a point where I can laugh about it. Like, yeah, does it suck? Yeah, but like
you can't change the situation. But I think that's where they specifically get locked in to like they just get pissed at the situation where like I feel no way about it. I'm like, we forgot that we owned a house and we forgot to shovel and
I
it
feel
all happened
zero
overnight.
ways about it. I feel zero ways about doing what I have to do when when it snows out.
Yeah, no. And granted, I feel like we've talked about this before, but like Joe will go to like rage. Or I've never seen Josh go to that. Like he'll get pissed and he'll start swearing and he'll get really angry. And I laugh. Not because I'm shocked, but just because I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
You're an idiot, dude. Let's laugh it off.
Yes.
You know, his AirPods were in his car. So
the whole
but it all
shoveling
needed
was
to happen because of my contractor. Like we had to shovel. Like that would be really shitty to make your contractor shovel.
Yeah.
That would be bad. And
so
then,
either way, you needed
it needed to be done.
Yeah.
It's part of life and living in the Midwest. And I actually thought the snow was like super nostalgic. Like
Aww.
I don't really love the snow. Like I'm not like, I don't do snow sports. The occasional sled, you know what I mean? But if I find a nice sledding hill, I might come. I might be there.
I might roll through.
But no, like I just felt like it reminded me of like the snow days from like, you know, the early 2000s. Like you'd always get like a good snow. I feel like that doesn't happen anymore. So I felt
if it does in the Midwest, we just get pounded.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was funny, but yeah,
so
I was
thought
there
it was
with you.
funny until it wasn't, you know?
I was there with you. But then the next day I had to shovel our path to our house because that's the way they need to take the cabinets is through the front door, not the back breezeway. You know, shoveling day two. My back was killing me.
Didn't hit it with the day two. Probably couldn't because yesterday I was absolutely out for the count.
Yeah.
Hit
me with the back pain and the menses. So I had front pain and back pain.
Yeah.
And I was about dying.
About done for.
Yeah. But can we say something? Okay. Shout out to menstrual cups. I don't know if you're a menstrual cup user. I might have talked about this.
Yeah.
They are life changing.
I didn't know if you were hip.
I'm hip on it. I've used them for probably a while, but the one that really changed the game for me was like the Flex cup
with the hook.
Yeah.
My hook broke, so I had to get a new one.
Okay, but yeah, the ones that don't have the hook, I don't really.
Hey, I don't
like to break this.
I'm sorry if you can't handle gruesomeness. Skip 15, skip 20, but there was a scenario where I thought that was one with me. Brit's like menstrual cup, and I was like, sure, I'm down to not spend thousands on toxic waste in my body.
Yeah.
And I forget which one I went with, but I must have like a high cervix.
Yeah.
Anyways, it had like a little string, and my big ass fingers could not grip it.
No, that's happened to me. It happened to me before, and I used it a few times, and I was like, I've been seeing this Flex cup around. I think that's more than
I was bearing down. Oh my God, I was bearing down in the bathroom, like almost in tears. I'm like, I cannot get this thing out of me.
Yep.
Because I could not grip it. And Brit's like, get up higher, close it, and get it out. And I'm like, I literally cannot. And I am just absolutely hands and knees covered in blood. And that's so disgusting. It was the most barbaric thing I ever did. And I'm like in such distress.
And this is an ad for menstrual cups.
And Joe was like, hey, honey, you need help in there? Like, I feel really bad. I'm like, get out. I'm like covered in. It's a fucking crime scene, an absolute crime scene in there.
Oh my
God.
God.
It's all about finding the right fit.
Yeah, I definitely
for you.
recommend the Flex,
I do
especially
too.
if you're a new menstrual cup user.
Not only that, but if like you feel like you have a high cervix or you just don't know, like
One
that thing
time-
just makes it easy. It just like
I know
pulls
you're
it.
not supposed to wear tampons to bed, but I do.
I mean, you wear the cup to bed.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's a common known thing to not wear tampons to bed. I don't know. But one time I woke up and my tampon had floated like up into my cervix. Like I couldn't get the string. Like that's how far it went up. And I remember just thinking like, am I really going to have to go to the emergency room right now? I didn't have insurance at the time. I was like, because my cervix swallowed my tampon whole.
How long did you have it in there for?
I was able to get it out. You have to bear down.
You bear down. All floors barbaric style, real animalistic.
Yeah.
If you could really think about it,
Yeah.
could be the grossest picture you're gonna get in your head for the day. But sorry, not sorry. But this is your ad for Flex Cup.
Flex Cup, not sponsored, but I would be in immediately.
Yeah.
But the things that I couldn't figure out are the discs. I don't think my vagina is the right shape. I don't think it's the right shape.
I don't know if I could actually.
I tried to shove one in there once. And I was like, I was really working it, and I was like, Flex Cups are fine for me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, entering in the meat.
The meat.
The meat of today's episode is hustle culture.
Something very near and dear.
Near and dear. I was researching it and I was like, is this Rach? Is she struggling with this? I mean, I feel like as a lot of us do, it's a pretty generational thing.
Yeah.
Is what I'm coming to find out. But
I feel like I know I definitely struggle with hustle culture, but it's hard because it's like when you think of hustle culture, it's like the boss babe energy,
right.
which I don't subscribe to.
Sure.
And I am not the kind of person that like pushes like work harder, get smarter. Da, da, da.
It's more of an internal thing.
It's internalized.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what hustle culture really is, right? And I feel like obviously it's in the name, but it's like when your career becomes your main priority.
Yeah.
And where your personal life, your hobbies, your family, your relationships take the back seat.
Yeah. The hustle becomes the purpose.
The hustle becomes the purpose. But I mean, it's completely ingrained in us. It's all over social media. It's all over. I mean, like I said, it's a generational thing. It's kind of like how we were raised and what we were told to do. If you went through college, if you didn't, but it's like hard work pays off. You know, no pain, no gain. Boss babe, rise and grind. But
the productivity. Like when I was thinking about this deeper, I was even thinking how like I feel like even exercise has been pushed into this hustle culture energy, and it's like,
oh yeah, because fitting that in is a part of the
wake
hustle
up
culture.
early, exercise, get your time in.
Right.
It's like hack your life, hack your time.
Life hacks. Hack is like a big word that we've seen all over social media too, like life hacks, social media hacks, workout hacks, flat stomach hacks.
Yeah,
it's everywhere, and it's hard. But I feel like a lot of it for me was like social media in comparison. I feel like this strikes a nerve with entrepreneurs, and I feel like this is important to bring it up because I do feel like we have some entrepreneurs who listen, or obviously some photographers if you're listening for that niche market. But I feel like it's tough for us because we are essentially our own bosses. So the work we put in is...
Yeah, you feel like it's a direct, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's a direct product.
Exactly.
Like the amount of work you put in will give you the product or the result that you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's a means to justify the hustle for the future payoff for success. So it's tough. It is, but I feel like it's something we need to overcome as a society, because it's not healthy. Because let's do the math here, you guys. Working long hours and multitasking leads to lower productivity and creativeness.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't work out that way. Even as much as you work harder and the success comes, and it's just like, it doesn't necessarily add up that way.
And like a big part of this that like I kind of was thinking about with this is like how this directly relates to capitalism. And I mean, I think I benefit from capitalism, or a lot of people, we think we benefit from capitalism, from the free market. And if anybody wants a definition on capitalism, I can give it to you. I can give you, what Google said. Capitalism is the economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than the government. So capitalism and socialism are the opposites of each other, which whatever you want to believe, you believe, regardless of if you're a Republican or a Democrat. You both subscribe to the tenets of national capitalism, baby. Sure. And American work culture is capitalism. A lot of times, if you're not an entrepreneur, if you do work, your commodities used for the profits of corporations. You are a person in a position that's probably a low paying wage position
working
that benefits.
For the man.
You're working for the man. You're working for the man. But all of that to say that the capitalism has fueled our work culture, the 8-hour work week, or the work days, 8 to 10 hour work days. And if you are productive, work equals productivity, which equals your value. And I'm an entrepreneur, but that has been ingrained in me from my parents. My productivity is my purpose. My mom really struggles with that. Like if she has a day where she doesn't feel productive, they shit, and like those things follow you. And versus in our grandparents' generation and before, where capitalism, at least the people that worked on, production lines and things were taken care of. They could support an entire family on one man's working wage. Healthcare was more streamlined and more accessible.
That's like where the 8-hour workday came in. It was from Henry Ford, who was working in manufacturing.
Right.
And he was working 8 hours where the woman's job was to take care of the home.
Yep.
And so like the 8-hour workday was to compensate for 2 incomes. And now everyone's working.
Everyone's working
8 hours plus, but we're finding with that, people are just working to work.
Right. And we're serving billionaires and millionaires. And
right.
It's all a lie that we subscribe to and we believe. And I can get off of my little bit of capitalism tangent, but everything falls back into that. And I think especially the American view on work is very different. Like,
yeah,
when I started dating my ex, who was from Europe, from the UK, it is normal and accepted. Like, you should take a gap year. You should travel. You should see the world. You should do things. And if you do that in the US, what? It's you go to school and then you go to more school and then you get a job and then you probably die.
I mean, but that's obviously different cultures though. But it's that does sound nice. But America produces this work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Why do you think they drink tea, which is calming and serene, and we pump caffeine?
Yeah.
If it's normal to drink cups throughout the day, if not encouraged. I mean,
well, they take breaks. Tea has plenty of caffeine in it. Don't get me wrong.
But I feel like it's just this simpler lifestyle. And think about Wall Street, snort coke, stay up all night.
Yeah.
Stocks.
Yeah.
Stocks.
Yeah. And the UK isn't a great example of this because they specifically have definitely, and especially in the past 20 years, adopted the American work culture in a lot of ways. They still have socialist aspects, but still it's not going well. Their education used to be free. It's no longer free. Oh,
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
It's not as expensive, not wildly expensive as it is here, but it could be. And that's the issue, is people will still want to go to school. Just like the drug industry, people will pay for their fucking medicine so they can charge what they want to charge.
Right.
Like the EpiPen situation, there was some antibacterial life-saving medication where, someone gets the right to produce and they're like, well, we'll double it by, we'll make a $13 pill $600.
Yeah.
Because we can.
Right.
And capitalism is the downfall of us all. Straight robbery. But let's get back onto the hustle. Because I can talk a bit about me.
Sure.
Getting personal. Because I am absolutely held prisoner by the mindset of hustle culture and working to work. work for success. Productivity equals purpose. Like, these are deeply ingrained ideals that like truly like bind me. um, and I've bought into the never ending wheel. And every time I try to step off, I get severe anxiety, or I get depression, or I feel like I'm not being productive. And it's really draining. And I find myself through this becoming obsessed with money and feeling like if I don't make enough money, I'm a failure, or I should be making more money for the amount of work I'm doing. That's a lot of where my insecurities come from, is I know how hard I work. And so I feel like my income should be higher. And if it's not higher, it's because I'm not working hard enough. So I need to work harder. I need to work more hours. I need to take on more than something. And I think the biggest like thing is like, I don't know how to do anything for fun. Like, I do things in the hopes that they will lead to success, income, money in some way.
You do.
And
but like, that's your motive.
Right.
Like, for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. But it's weird because I'm not materialistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like you and I are very different in that. Like, I don't care what brands I wear. I don't care. Like, I could never get myself, like, as much as I, like, if I were to choose, like, one designer brand. My cousin got me a little Gucci wallet, and I fucking love it, and I'm obsessed with it. And I looked for weeks on Poshmark thinking about Gucci, but I could never get myself to buy it. I could actually never get myself to spend money like that. So it's literally just me being able to say, like, oh, I make 6 figures. I want to be able to say that, like, deeply into my core. I want to be able to say I make 6 figures.
Yeah.
Well, and take home 6 figures. Because I can say I make it, but I have to pay my fucking taxes and I have expenses. But like, it's wild.
Would you say that you put value in power, success, respect, money?
It's success. It's specifically rooted in being the most qualified person in the room, being the most successful person in the room, being the most knowledgeable person in the room. I want to be the best. And I mean, it's hard because I think like, as hard as you can work as hard as you fucking want, but that doesn't mean that you're going to sell what you're offering, or people are going to take you up on it, or that you're going to get that promotion at work, or whatever it may be. Because life is not all about you. The world does not exist to serve you. Like I was saying to Jess earlier, like, you know, I've gone on this limb in starting Creative Co., which is, you know, my wedding photo and video business. And we've put in like our heart, my heart, into creating wedding videos. And just this week, I felt like I've just been shitted on a little bit, just with many people just saying, like, we don't want wedding video. We're not interested. And, you know, just changing their minds.
Which I feel like is a you have every right to feel like that, because it's a blow up in your face. Someone inquired with you.
Yeah.
You responded back with like, this is what I have to offer. And they said, actually, no. But it's like, you had some interest in why didn't you book? Like, what was holding you back? And I feel like that feels like just a letdown. I mean, like that's in any service that you're trying to offer somebody and they say, no, never mind. And they don't give you a reason. Or if they do give you a reason, you're like, I think that's bullshit, whatever. But it's just tough. It's tough. You take it personal no matter what.
Right.
And that's hard.
And it makes me feel like I'm not working hard enough. And of course, there are more things that, like, to me, it's like there's always more things I can be doing. So, like, for the video side of things, like, we need to get our shit on TikTok. We need to make more videos. And it's like, well, when am I going to find that time? Because I have really been combating myself this year. Like, up until about the fall, I was taking every single Sunday off. I was not touching things. I was not looking at things. I was delivering previews on Mondays. I was taking the day off until that couldn't be anymore. And I had to start, you know, that when you're a wedding photographer or a photographer in the fall, you know, the session craze.
You know the deal.
You know the deal. But I have been trying to be more intentional with my free time and with taking breaks. I worked in therapy for a long time. I still don't understand self-care. I don't know what that looks like for me.
I think finding what it is for you.
Because when For me, what excites me is planning stuff. So planning our next workshop, planning.
But that's always looking forward to the next thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to argue that is putting more stuff on your plate, making you less productive in the things that you're doing.
Right. But I don't know how to like enjoy normal stuff. I don't enjoy massages. I don't enjoy like.
It doesn't have to be the basic massage. It doesn't have to be like buying material things, but it's like finding you like walks, like you like doing stuff. And like there's ways to still feel productive in self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I personally am navigating now.
Right.
Because like I feel less depressed when I feel productive. But productivity does not mean exhaustion. It does not mean pushing myself.
Mm-hmm.
It means different things. It's like finding it in different things. My job, working with kids with autism, I'm finding productivity in that. It's just like little by little and understanding that it doesn't have to exhaust you, and it doesn't have to, you don't have to keep putting more things on your plate.
Yeah.
I feel like for you specifically.
Right.
Because you're almost an Enneagram 7 in that you're like always looking forward to the next thing.
Or but it's work related.
Right.
Like I don't think about social situations. I don't think about like other than like loosely planning my own wedding. Like I'm not planning to like hang out with people or like the next vacation. Like that doesn't, like I said like earlier, my reward center is off.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel rewarded. And it's weird that like I'm so deeply invested in like hustle culture, and that is like a cornerstone of who I am, is hustle, work hard, all of that. But I don't feel rewarded when I do.
Well, that's setting you up to fail.
Right. And
because it will never end.
Right.
Because you're working to work,
mm-hmm.
searching for success that will never feel like success.
Right.
Like you're never going to reach what you're working for.
Right. Because I don't even know what I am working for. I'm just working.
And that is the definition of hustle culture, ladies and gentlemen. Like through and through. Through and through.
Yeah.
That's wild. Because like if you don't know what success is, like is that praises from family, from friends, from clients? Is that like those, but those are truly small glimpses.
Yeah.
Of a little bit, but like that actually won't last you. That's not sustainable.
And I don't feel anything from those things.
Okay,
a
but
lot of times they make me uncomfortable. Getting complimented or getting thanked makes me uncomfortable.
What do you want, lady? Because here's it.
I have no idea.
But like, as a human level, it's like, it's not, and when we die, I'm sorry this is morbid, but when we die, it doesn't matter all the work that we did. It's really for nothing. It's what kind of human you were, what kind of relationships that you held, what kind of friend you were, what kind of family member you were.
But I do think because I revolve my life around helping people, getting them where they need to be. Like I could die in a fiery car crash on my way home, and I would know like I died doing the right things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have children, so I don't feel like it's gotten to the point where I prioritize work over family, or like I make time for people. Like because I make my own schedule, there's never been a birthday party I've missed or a dinner that I've missed, or like I make time to take my grandma to her doctor's appointments, and I'm there for people, and I show up for people. So like this hasn't bitten me in the ass in the way that it bites a lot of people in the ass.
Sure.
Because when it comes down to it, I will never ever choose a payday over someone else. I will turn down a wedding to go to my friend's baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are things that like I feel like I have my priorities straight, but like my mind is still set on like I want to be the best. Like I want to be.
But I don't think that's
like I want to teach. I want to be invited to do workshops and to lead things.
I don't
it's
think
like
that's
a
necessarily
desire to lead.
Bad
maybe.
thing. Yeah.
I think it's a desire to lead and the need to prove to myself that I'm qualified enough to lead.
When will you feel like you're qualified enough?
I think like when other people recognize it. Maybe.
That was a loose maybe.
Maybe.
But like how do you know what is stopping you from feeling qualified enough right in this moment?
I think I don't. I mean, it's the turn downs for wedding videos makes you feel like, oh well, they're not that good, that they don't.
Would it help to know that everyone deals with that?
Right. I know everyone deals with that, but I want to be the person that doesn't have to deal with it. Because I look at other filmmakers or other photographers,
But
that
they're
it's
choosing
like,
to tell you the perfect side of it.
yeah,
They're choosing to tell you a small portion of their narrative,
right.
which is really tough in the industry of wedding business in general. I feel like we can be transparent and we could sell education and we could, we could do all of this, but like, unless you live every day with what we're going through, everyone deals with turn downs, everyone deals with being ghosted. But do we take it personal every time? Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So it is tough. I feel like, especially for us, because it's our hard work is dependent on,
And I don't know. So I
Our
feel
money. Our success.
I do feel I don't know if I take every situation. I know I definitely absolutely take some situations personally, but overall I take honesty. So like one of the people that I talked to this week that turned down film had a lot, like we had a full on conversation. It's when people are like, we've decided to forego, or we've decided to turn it down. And it's like, but why? And why aren't you letting me say what I want to say? Or why are you doing this 4 hours before our consultation? Like you're shutting the door on yourself before you even hear the pitch. And like, I don't like feeling like a salesperson, but like when it comes to wedding films specifically, I'm like,
you're finding that it needs more of a pitch because it's
right. And if I'm going to set a pitch, Jess heard her dad say that she was proud of her for like one of the first times in her fucking life. And that is in her wedding film. Like this shit is important. A photograph doesn't say that. A photograph shows her dad holding a mic. It shows her teary, but it does not show, or you don't hear it.
Right.
And it's so wildly important that it's like, it frustrates me that people shut the door on themselves. And I think that's, for me, like where I'm at, like feeling like I'm not working hard enough for the videos, and I need to get on TikTok, and I need to make sure I'm uploading everything to YouTube. And like, I need to, there's stuff I'm not doing, and that's why I'm not producing the outcome that I need to.
Here is my thought too. Why are our clients that we already have not enough?
I know.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's another thing too in our business too. It's like, charge more, do less. Charge more, do less, which would be great if we lived in LA, but we live in Ohio, and that's our reality. But that should be the focus though. Like that's another thing. Marie Kondo our fucking clients, kiss them all on the fucking lips, and being like, I love you, I cherish you, I will work hard for you. Yeah. And I think like switching the perspective on that, but it's just hard. I mean, I feel like that's us being, glamorized by the hustle culture, just being like subscribed to it, that's how we make more money. So we want more.
Well, your money is your motivation. Like we talk about this all the time. Like I have technically, I should not take on any more weddings for 2022, and I don't want to. But if the right inquiry comes around and they sound good, and they're in our budget, and who am I?
Yeah,
who am I to turn it down?
I understand.
It's like it's wild, like the hoops you'll jump through to make more money. And I do feel like I'm at a point where it's like I'm limiting myself at 20 weddings. I did 30 this year. So that's a third less. That's a good amount less. So I feel like I'm solid. I've got my groove. I know that like deposits will come in for 2023. Like,
yeah, you have to trust the process. It's been working for you for like a decade at this point.
Yeah.
And my honest opinion is, just because we physically perform at that level doesn't mean that we should.
Yeah.
That's how I'm taking it.
How have you been taking this to your heart? Because I know you specifically are someone I talk to a lot about, like, Jess, you got to take on less. Like, you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Like you did triple headers last year.
So I'm one of those, if I can physically do it, I will. And I know that I can. But it's definitely taken its toll on me, and that where I was telling you that I'm taking Sundays off. It's tough. I'm a victim of it as well. I subscribe to it just because it's my livelihood. That's why it's such a battle for me. But I want to get out of it. But I think it was so hard in my first years leading up to building my business. I know I needed to really bust ass to get where I am, to charge what I charge, to make a good living. And now that I'm at the point where I could teach, I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in what I'm doing. Feel very confident in my business and who I am as a business owner and what I do. I am at the point where I need to listen to what I'm telling these people on this podcast right now.
Yeah.
So it was a good, like, I loved researching all this because I was like, I was in it. I know it. I do like to work hard. I'm a hard worker at heart. Always have been. Like, I will bust ass. I will do what's necessary. And I don't want like hustle culture to take that away from me. It's not what I'm saying. It's like you can be a hard worker at heart, but like, we don't need to make it our lifestyle.
No.
We don't need to make it our personality.
Right.
And it's okay to bust ass, to really go all out for the people you're working for. Like, that's fine. Like, we love gorgeous girls work their ass off and learn how to balance work-life balance, you know?
But what I think is like crazy, and what I've been saying a lot lately to random people that barely know me, like I said this at a consultation last week. I said this on our podcast last week. We are floating on a rock in space. And the rock is very, very beautiful. There are things to see and places to experience. And we are stuck in our routines to a point where, like, I work so much, I can't take a break. And I don't want to. And it's like, I was talking to my friend Morgan, and we met up with our friend James from high school over break. And he's like traveled the world, like really prioritizes it. And I was like, what's really fucked up about me is I see something and I know I should be like, there have been like, nothing takes my breath away. Like, I'm so just like caught in the wheels of like whatever, you know, trap I'm in, that I'll go to these places and see these things. I lived in Oregon. I've seen the most beautiful waterfalls on earth. Like, I'm just like, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. And it's very pretty and other people will like it. And that's kind of like where it's so bizarre, but just saying, like, if you're not like me, you know,
and you are in awe of things,
travel could be really transformative for you.
Sure.
And it's like, we don't prioritize that. Like, I'm sorry, we get 2 weeks off in corporate America, 2 weeks off a fucking year. Have you ever tried like to have a good vacation in 2 weeks? Not possible. Like, you can't see Europe in 2 weeks. You can't see like none of it can happen. In Europe, 6 weeks. Like, we are so behind the ball. And there's so much turnaround in our culture because people are so fed up and so underappreciated and underpaid. And we don't rest. And I feel like I've just like, I haven't been born with the expectation to rest. And so
I guess, is it just like productivity in general? Because I'm in my off season and I am all caught up on work, so I can do some tax stuff. Yes, there's always stuff that I could be doing, but it's like I'm not constantly delivering galleries, meeting people, you know what I mean? So I'm not getting that like productivity level, but I'm doing it in other ways. I move my body, that feels good, but I'm getting the same amount of happiness or contentment that I would get from productivity. So productivity as a whole, right? So it's like, that's business, or is that just car photography, or is that just like hanging out with a friend, or is that doing the podcast? And it is what I'm finding. You know, reading a book, productivity,
right? Moving
my body, that's important, you know. So I just like taking that in mind too. It's like, maybe for you, because your reward center's a little off, finding, you know, going for a run, going for a walk with Barley, you know, like, it's just finding what gives you the same feeling that productivity from reaching for success.
Right. Well, I think we're all striving for joy. I think we're all
in reality, we're human, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think we're all wired the same way, where we want to feel loved and we want to feel happy. And what brings that contentment? What brings that?
Death.
To go fucking morbid on y'all. Nothing.
Truly though.
I know,
mean, it's
but
just like
I just feel like as a level of importance, when we die, it's not about the work we did, guys. It's about the human that you were. And also, I feel like we talk about communication a lot, but we're human. I say this a lot to people who I start working with. I've said this before on the podcast. I'm a human with a heart before my business. Think about that. So when you think about contacting me, I'm going to always be 100% transparent with you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm budgeting real hard. Can't make it out to your session out in Utah. I'm really behind. You know what I mean? Anything. And I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm not here to be like a robotic business.
I'm a human that goes to birthday parties. I'm a human that can't answer your email at 6 p.m. because I'm on a date with my husband. Like,
bearing down in my bathroom because I can't get my Flex cup out. Okay,
right.
Like I'm real people, guys. Right. So I feel like that's important too. With work-life balance, is like with work. Like I only could do so much. I'm on the verge of a mentee B. I know the healthcare workers right now are fucking mentee being every day.
Right.
Like, speak up, and I feel like someone I know in healthcare working in the ER is like, I had to switch. They had me work at one point. They had me working 17 hours and we're okay with that. They were going to compensate me, but they're going to pay me helly money. But she was like, at some point, like, I had nothing. I was literally nothing. Like, what help am I to these people if I'm on 0 hours of sleep? The fuck, I mean, that's a whole mess, but it's wild times right now.
Truly. All right, Jess, do you have any answers for me? How do I not do this?
Yeah.
How do our listeners not do this?
As Please we know, gorgeous girls create balance in our work life and overcome hustle culture. Okay. So here's how. Here's some tips and tricks. Okay. We are going to schedule. We're going to have we're going to tighten up. We're going to tight pussy this shit up. And we are going to schedule. We are going to, obviously, if you own your own business, you guys schedule the fuck out of things. People have it on their phones or Apple Calendar. But if you guys can schedule work, you guys can schedule some time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares if it's, what did I say? Something is better than nothing. I don't care if you start off with 5 minutes. I don't care if you start off with 5 minutes doing the fucking dishes. I don't care if you start off 5 minutes just sitting by yourself, meditating, reading a book. I don't care. Something's better than nothing. Start there. Scheduling it is important. I hate schedule. So me saying this is actually making me cringe a bit.
Yeah.
I schedule if I have to, but I don't schedule anything else. I'm a real Enneagram 7. I'm spontaneous. I want things happening as they happen and planning nothing. But I would say that it definitely helps. Depending on your schedule, you could fill it in. You make time for the things that you want. Make this something that you want. Just another tip in it is you don't have to earn rest. Just like you don't have to earn food, but that is for another podcast episode. Truly. But we do not have to earn rest. That's not how it works. We go to sleep every night for however many hours that you can sleep. And that's going to happen every night. There's no way that you have to earn it. Don't put that in your mindset. If you feel like you can't sleep, this is another thing that kind of came up when I wrote this, was like, if you feel like you can't sleep because you're not doing anything all day because you are resting, say you had an off day and you're like, well, now I'm like wired at night. Move your body. Move your body for at least 30 minutes. Move it for 5 minutes. Something is better than nothing. Do it. People cannot read your mind. Communicate that you are overworked. Communicate that you are tired. Communicate that you feel like you're doing too much. Or if you feel like you don't know, you know what I mean? Like if you're in this, like, I don't know if I'm hustling. It's just what I'm used to. It's what I like. It's what I'm motivated by. I'm motivated by success. It's what I want to do. Communicate that. Maybe someone can humble you. Listen to this podcast. Send it their way if you feel like it's helpful. Yes. Also, last thing is listen to your body. Your body will speak when you're exhausted. I promise it will. Even Rach, at times, I feel like we've sat on this codependency couch and she's just cried. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you are overwhelmed, and like Rach won't notice it. I feel like your body doesn't necessarily warn you until like you're talking to someone or like you're spilling true feelings. But like there are warnings and you just have to listen to that. Joe says this all the time. And I'm like, I feel so lazy for sitting on the couch. And he's like, your body needed it. Just stop. Like, stop feeling guilty, because I struggle with it. So it's like, no, our body needs rest. It's science. It's science that the more work you do, the less productive you are. So listen to the facts, people. Those are just some pointers, some easy things to remember. More importantly, I mean, I guess specifically, you can put some personal goals.
Personal goals. We're personal girls.
Material girls. Personal goals, people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's helped with my off season. There are goals that I had for myself. It's like not spending, it's reading more. And I feel like that's helped because those are the ways that I can feel productive. That's not work.
I know, but don't you feel like some of that shit is just like, it's all just like, to me, it feels like hustle culture 2.0. Read a book, exercise every day, eat more green. It's like, how many more things can I do and tick off the box than like I'm living a healthy lifestyle?
I'm thinking,
like, you know,
for me, and I'm speaking this from no bullshit, it was like finding productivity in other things. That's not work. Because if you are a subscriber and you're glamorizing this hustle culture, you're fueled by success. You're fueled by productivity. And that's okay. That's not a bad trait to have. It's not your I'm not here to tell you that your values are not valid. But I'm here to tell you that you could do it in other ways. That's not work. And I'm telling you that like worked wonders for me. I'm telling you if I valued, work all the time, that my marriage would not last. So it's like that stuff is important. Taking Sundays off for me during my busy season saves me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I need that recharge. I'm a hard worker at heart. Believe me, it's hard for me, but it's like those things sound corny. Read a book, do this, exercise. But I'm here to tell you something's better than nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling with it right now. I feel lazy every day and I have no energy to work out. But if I just do something that makes me feel productive, I can sleep at night better. That's all I'm saying. Like
I actually came across this podcast and I need to listen to it to see if it's any good. But the subject of the podcast was just a person that interviews people that have hobbies that are just hobbies. And so like you interview people that just like crochet and like, why do they do that? And what's that about? Because like, if I were to start crocheting, I'd be like, how can I make a business out of this? And when's my Etsy shop coming up?
You know what I'm about to do that's like fueling me right now? Is I'm going to go on my Instagram and sell all my clothes.
Yeah. Make money. Hustle.
But that truly is. But I'm trying not to succumb to the hustle culture. But for me, like, there's a benefit in it. But it's like, that's all my stuff. Yeah. Like, that's something that I can do. It's a hobby if I want to thrift and I want to sell clothes. Like, that becomes a hobby. That's not something that's, I don't know, maybe someone could like humble me and be like, that is succumbing to the hustle culture.
It is. I mean, you're making money. If you're going to make it a whole new Instagram for it, like Jess's
Closet.
No,
I'm just going to do it on my account.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, it's one thing to just like clear out your closet. You're nice.
Marie Kondo it all.
Marie Kondo it all. But yeah.
It's hard, guys.
Fine lines, babe. We're living on fine lines.
We are. Just, I don't know. Look inside. Take a peek.
Take a peek
of your values. Do I value success? That's okay. We're not here to say don't. But there's some other things I'm sure you value in there that are like friendships, relationships, family. If those are your other values, write them all down. If those are your fucking values, take a peek and spend time with those other people. And that's not just success.
Yeah.
Divvy it up, y'all.
Yeah. I do feel like a way that I've grown like this year is like taking and accepting like I'm a human with a heart running a business, is accepting that like I cannot deliver galleries based on someone else's expectation of a timeline. I can do better every single year. I can do better. I can, get started sooner. I can do my best. But like where I'm at right now, 16 to 20 weeks for wedding films. That's what happened. Madison and her son got sick for like a whole last month and down for the count. So I'm trying to crank out wedding galleries, photo wise, trying to edit videos. And I've just I'm refusing. And there are times where it's like, fuck. But me 3 years ago would have been like absolutely like staying up. Like I remember staying up till like 2-3 in the morning one year when I was like, I have to get this gallery done.
But that's like the biggest red flag they're saying in hustle culture is like compromising sleep.
Right.
But you're not more productive.
And
if
I
you're
don't
getting
do that
less
anymore.
Sleep. Yeah.
It's like,
I know you haven't.
But I feel like
physically your body won't say.
No, but I've also built a business culture where like my clients would never want that from me.
Right.
My clients would never be like lose sleep or don't go on a date with your partner. Don't work on your, they never say that. So I think it's also just like surrounding yourself with people that like want you to exist and have a life. And I think that's hard when you work in corporate America when they don't actually give a shit.
No, I feel like deadlines are deadlines. Not to say that ours are not, but I feel like if we were to communicate with our people, they would be like, totally understand.
Oh yeah, like my many of my clients were like, please do not work on my stuff over Christmas. Take a break. Like a lot of my clients were like, please no stress.
Yeah.
And it's like, thank you.
I feel like people also know too, like when they were like, are you busy? I'm like, yeah, like I'm booked every weekend for the past like 3 months. And they're like, oh my gosh. And they like, there's sympathy in that, you know? Like I feel like that's out there, and maybe it just might be our industry, but
yeah.
Also, last thing I'm going to note is that someone I know like didn't get their photos back in the contracted amount of time, and she inquired with the photographer and was like, hey, just looking where these photos are at, and they like ghosted. It's been like ghosted, and I'm like, that's a moment to show up as a human and be like, hey, I'm super behind. This is the timeline I'm looking at, because this client on the other end is like,
where are they?
No, she's like did the memory card get deleted? Like if it did, it's fine, just let me know. Or just like if they're not going to be done until 2023, that's fine, let me know. It's anything, you know. And I feel like show up as a human human in life, guys. Like I think people forget that they just like have to put on a good face and be professional all the time.
The pressure to be professional
in personal life.
Yeah.
Like, stop, you guys. We're all humans.
Yeah, we're all people.
Yeah. We all bear down and
we're all bearing down in the bathroom trying to get shit out of our cervix. We're all bearing down in
the bathroom at one point in our lives.
Yeah.
Okay? So ease up.
Just be real.
Sit down and be humble. All right?
Well, Jess, I hope that this...
I love that we came from a lot of perspectives and that we're both bowing down and sucking dick of the fucking hustle culture, but we're trying to not.
I think that a big way to combat hustle culture is to not preach it. So like, I think a way, like I've used my limited platform that I do have to like tell you enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
To like, even if you're not like practicing what you preach, at least don't preach it. Like there was a whole ass photography workshop dedicated to work harder, be harder, do more, make more.
And it got canceled. Like the people who ran, I'm not saying like the workshop got canceled. We're talking the entire, everything about it. People who ran it got
burned
canceled.
to the ground.
Yeah.
Burned to the ground
because of the toxicity of it.
Yeah. So toxic.
Because it was, it wasn't the move, you guys. Like it clearly isn't.
Yeah.
Like it's not working. It's scientifically proven. It's not like you're not working hard enough. That's how you get more money. It's like, why don't we sit down and be human for a little bit? Then we can do our best work.
Right.
Why don't we rest and do human things so that we could be our best self?
Why don't we go see the Grand Canyon or something beautiful and make time for the earth?
We're only here for a short time, guys. Not a long time.
So
why don't you
on a rock in space that is very real and very weird. And why are we taking it so seriously? We pay to live here. If you think about that, that really fucks me up. It's like
we be paying rent to Earth, y'all.
I didn't ask to be here. I'm here. And now I have to pay the earth to live? And I'm struggling? Or I could be struggling? You're telling me what?
No, at that point, fuck it. Let's just live.
Yeah.
Get a good perspective shift, guys.
Let's run away.
Fuck happiness and just be
if I ran away to like, in a dirty van to Mexico, I'd be dirty van. And just like saying, like, if I just van lifed it, went to Mexico, ran away, I'd be like running a fruit shop. I wouldn't be able to get away from it.
No.
I'd be like,
so think about that.
Don't be like me, please. And if you are like me, we can
do better, guys. We can do better. Let's just be conscious of it and move forward. That's all we can ask.
And we're proud of you.
But
you have done enough today.
We were raised, if you're a millennial or you're a Gen Z, guys, it was set up for us. Like, it's not something that you have to like beat yourself up about. Like, we were raised this way and the society has made us this way. But let's do better.
Yeah. Do better, be better, but do less.
And remember, gorgeous, gorgeous girls, no work-life balance.
We love you guys.
We love you. Sorry if that was harsh. We are hypocrites. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's us giving semi-solicited advice. I'm Jess.
I'm Rach.
And this is For Better and Worse Podcast.
And we're out.
See you next week.
As I